So anyone who knew me from the age of 5 on knows that I am absolutely obsessed with the game of basketball. And I'm not just talking playing in the driveway, shooting in the driveway. I'm talking basketball encyclopedia reading, stats memorizing, watching every game I could possibly watch, obsessed. And when I was in elementary school, I found that not only was I obsessed with reading all about the game while everyone else was reading Harry Potter and whatever normal kids read. I don't know. I don't understand why you read anything other than a basketball encyclopedia. This sounds way more interesting than Harry Potter, but that's just me. But I really loved playing the game, and I was actually pretty decent at it. In the 2nd grade, was on the playground at recess playing with all the 4th graders. 3rd grade, I was playing with all the 5th graders, and it wasn't just because they, felt bad for me. And they respected that I could actually keep up with them, and that was pretty great. I made a lot of friends that are in those grades 2 years above me that I still talk to this day. And then I went on to do what was easily, still this day, my favorite athletic accomplishment. I was on a cruise ship, and I entered myself into a free throw shooting contest in which I was the only kid in the whole contest. I won. I beat all the adults. It was pretty great. I'll put that right there. Yeah, and so then I got into middle school, and we lived in England for a year because of my dad's job. My dad got recruited to help build the sound system for the new Wembley Stadium when it was being built in 2007. So he was out there doing that, and I was going to a private school with these really big, ugly green uniforms. And let me just say that if you love basketball, England's not really the place to be. There's not a lot of basketball opportunities. I didn't get to play at all that whole year, except for one glorious day in PE class. I'll never forget it. One of the best days ever, because the PE teacher split us up. We just did a big scrimmage. I was taller than all the kids in my class because I was in the 7th grade when we left. They put me into year 7. Turns out that's the equivalent of the 6th grade. So I was a year older and bigger than everyone. And so we're playing basketball, right? I am the center because I'm the tallest. I easily win the jump ball. Kid passes it back to me, easy layup. I steal the inbounds pass, layup. I intentionally let them dribble it out to half court, then I stole it, layup. And then, again, I let them get to almost half court, then I stole it, and I was really in my element at this point. I had scored 6 points in less than a minute. I was just driving in, I tossed it up, off the backboard, jumped in the air, through the legs, laid it in. And immediately, teacher blows the whistle. James, you get the A. Go back to the locker room. And so I had to go sit in the locker room by myself for 45 minutes. And I was kind of upset, but as a middle schooler, getting kicked out for being too good is kind of the greatest ego booster imaginable. It doesn't get much bigger and greater than that as a middle school boy. I got kicked out for literally being too good. So then I came back to the States after a year of pretty much, except for that day, no basketball. And I had just missed the basketball season back in Colorado. And so I decided to go out for track and field. And I was actually pretty decent at that as well. I was doing the high jump and mostly the high jump and the mile, but I tried all kinds of things, kind of fell in love with the sport. And then when I got into high school, I made a decision that still to this day, I think about and just go, what was I thinking? And that decision was that I decided to not even try out for the basketball team. I wanted to keep doing track since I had just had a successful track season in the 8th grade previously. And I had some things I'm really proud of. I cleared 6 foot in the high jump, which is not a trivial height. It's about clearing over my own head, and I won the Fairview Boulder High rival track meet with that jump. I ran a sub 5-minute mile, 4:58 to be exact. Very proud of those things, but the reality is basketball was always where my heart was, and I just let it go. What was I thinking? just don't understand where my brain was. But anyways, I got to go off to college, and I got aligned with my basketball passion when I was doing an internship with the Special Olympics of Colorado. I was originally supposed to just be observing and learning from this experienced Special Olympics basketball coach. I asked him at the beginning how long he's been coaching for, and he goes, "I'll be honest, man, I'm a football coach. These guys just liked me in flag football," so I was like, "Sure, I'll coach your basketball team. Why not? I don't know a thing about basketball, but these guys like me." I took over right away. I was like, "All right, I'm running this practice," and it went shockingly well for a guy who's never coached in his life. From that moment, I realized something. I might be a natural athlete, but I'm an even more natural coach. I really get lit up by the experiences I've had as a coach, even more than as a player. For instance, during that time with the Special Olympics, that was unfortunately cut short by COVID. That was a big bummer, but I really will never forget how much I learned about myself and about how coaching was something I was going to be passionate about for the rest of my life. I can't tell you how much that internship, even though it only lasted about a month before COVID shut it down, it changed my life, and it changed my whole trajectory of what I wanted to do with my life. And now I'm a personal trainer. I work with a lot of people of all different kinds of abilities, such as Sophia here. I love working with people with disabilities, but I also love working with youth athletes that are just eager to get better at their game and need that push from someone who knows how to talk their language and just gets it, right? And so still to this day, I take every opportunity I can to coach young athletes, especially in basketball, but I'll do any sport as long as it's just they're committed to doing what I say, and I will do this the rest of my life. I know it. And basketball truly is who I am. Back to you, Toastmaster.